Well, this one's easy. How long have you been married, and when did you know it was time to get married?
We've been married since 2021. We laugh about this because
So, of course, because of the music, I have to cut in, but that is... hold on. Let me repeat that because I might be tripping.
Well, this one's easy. How long have you been married, and when did you know it was time to get married?
We've been married since 2021.
I'm sorry. I know people will say, "Oh, that's a small thing. You're cutting. You know, you're looking into things too deep." But I do not know a woman who doesn't know that, like, right off the top of their head.
How did you know it was time to get married? I mean,
how did we know? You just know.
It's also don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. And plus, we were ready to start our life together.
That's right. Okay,
that was an easy one.
That's easy. Well, this one's easy. How?
You know what I've learned about Charlie Kirk in the past, like, week or two, is that he actually is a person who could not hide his true thoughts about something. Charlie Kirk was a person who, if he felt something, no matter what it was, even if you agreed about how he was, no, that's not what I mean. Even if he was saying one thing, you could kind of see what he was thinking, though. His face gives up what he's really thinking. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you to decide. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you to everybody right off the bat. Thank you to everybody who is watching this channel, who's watching these episodes. Thank you so much. I really, really love making these. Not just like love making these, so I'm just putting any old thing together and making up lies. Like, no, but love making these as in like coming to talk to you guys and everything. Like, y'all don't even know. Like, I'm so humbled. Please hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want to hit the join button and join to support the channel, that's fine. Trying to make some changes around here too. I'm really trying to push this full time. So without further ado, so what we're going to do today, and again, thank you for watching. We're going to look at this clip with Megyn Kelly and kind of really break it down as to what was going on. And what I mean by that is, like I said, when this clip came out, I did not pay attention to it because I was just like, these people complaining about something that nothing's happening with them. They're fine. And then, a month later, Charlie would be gone. So I want to go back and look at it and look at Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk's reaction.
Because I believe it, right? I believe in the scriptural land rights.
Hold on.
To great, and I would second that. Megyn, I think I have a bulletproof resume showing my defense of Israel, both on campus, on social media, to great, let's just say mockery and scorn at times because I believe it, right? I believe in the scriptural land rights given to Israel. I believe in fulfillment of prophecy. And again, I'm not a theologian, but I'm a Christian. My life was changed in Israel. The spiritual energy is so amazing there. I want them to win. I've said that repeatedly. Same. And however, Megyn, you're hitting on something very potent.
And before we get right to the crux of it, I promise after this, I'll just let it play a lot longer. But I need like for people to understand when he says those things, the whole notion of fulfilling the prophecies, they need to win, because I'm Christian. We reject Christian Zionism in all forms. We reject Christian Zionism in all forms. So if it's called, Charlie Kirk praise and it's supposed to be praising this kind of a message, we reject Christian Zionism in all forms. I just wanted to cut in real quick and just, I'm cutting in on myself. Hey guys, but as I was editing these videos and getting everything out, I'm listening to what is called a Twitter space on Twitter, and they're discussing, obviously, the Charlie Kirk case and everything else. And somebody runs up on the stage and they say, well, all of you guys are wrong. Charlie Kirk is not dead. Okay. And at first I started laughing like these people are crazy. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? This is unfortunately what happens with, this is what happens with our establishment never giving us the official real story about anything is starting to add up. It's starting to pile on to people because it's like, at first, I mean, even before a lot of us were born, JFK, just a lot of these other things, 9/11, what else has there been? Now Charlie Kirk. I mean, just everything. Trump's failed assassination attempt. Thank God, it was failed. Just all of this stuff. And I think and the great cough, how could I forget? Like the biggest one, right? The one that changed everybody. Like most people changed from this thing in some fashion. I know I did. So, it changed us all for the most part, right? And then that like our government is we know it's sad because we know that we're not going to ever get like the official stories. It's something that we're going to keep trying to figure out. And you know what? God is in control. You never know what can happen. And some of us are looking at the evidence. Some of us are like, as far as like the evidence of like what happened that day and everything. Some of us are assessing what happened that day after, like him not being, receiving life-saving treatment, stuff like that. Some of us are also looking at where this organization is going, and the subversion with this organization, this whole boss babe movement kind of thing that's happening too. Anyway, and then there are some of us who are so downtrodden and hurt, don't know what to believe in anymore. They don't know, like, there's no security. It feels like nothing is foundational anymore. So they might hold on to things that are not true as a sense of security. And it's sad. It really is sad. Because at first I kind of chuckled, but then I was like, no, that's really sad that this man, he was like, he's not dead. And I almost, after laughing, almost wanted to kind of shed a tear, because this is what it's come to, where people, they're so unsure of what is supposed to be our sovereignty, our government telling us the truth. They're so unsure that they have to go there, that he's not dead. So to those people, I want to say two things. Number one, I have a responsibility on this channel to discuss assessments, look at things, look at patterns, and also respect the fact if people do not see things the way I do. And I do respect that, and I'll never get unhinged about it. But the first responsibility is to always give everything to God. That's what I do on this channel. So if I know that I'm not going to solve this case, we are going to talk about it because it is a place of venting, of looking at different things and understanding things a different way or whatever. But then also remembering that there is a subversion happening around us. There's a subversion that's going to use anything to get our hearts away from Christ. So the final mission with all of this stuff that's going on in this world is to bring you closer to your Creator. That's it. That really is the final mission, is to bring you closer to God. That's what it is. It's to come back to who created us, because there is a lot of things that we will not be able to make sense about, that we will not be able to make sense of, and we just have to accept that. We do just have to accept that. And when you are closer to God, it is easier for you to accept, period. There's nothing, again, that says as a Christian that you must support this heretical area, okay? This heretical, political, bought land that has turned everything all over the place.
Important. Now, let me first say, I don't want to judge an entire group, because there's been many people in the pro-Israel world that have been very sweet, very kind, very nuanced, very Charlie, you're with us, you don't have to agree all the time. However, and I will say this, the behavior by a lot, both privately and publicly, are pushing people like you and me away. Not like we're going to be pro-Hamas, like but we're like, honestly, the way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book on the Shabbat. I honor the Shabbat. Literally the Jewish Sabbath. I visit Israel and fight for it. And there's another article out in the Times of Israel.
We're never sorry guys, I have to go back and fix. You were never supposed to honor it for the Jewish people. What were you thinking? You just used the beautiful day, the day the Lord rests at the creating everything, creating this world, these galaxies, everything, the universe, light, darkness, animal, the sea, waters, land, everything. And then on a 6th day created his favorite creation, which was us. his children. God created man in his image beautifully, designed beautifully by the best creator, the only creator, right? And then took a break on the seventh day. That's what that day is about. If we are designed as the creator, right? Like in the image of the creator. And if the creator can rest on the 7 days, surely we can. That's what it's supposed to mean. And it's supposed to be a time for you to meditate and connect back to what we would call the source, God, life, Christ. That's what the Sabbath is. It's not about, oh, I love Jewish people so much I honor the Sabbath. Well, you might as well just go ahead and just do whatever you want. If that's the case, all right, sorry, I have to fix it. I can't.
Today, I could read it on air. I was just reading before I got on. Charlie, what are you doing? Like, why are you, what am I doing? I'm sorry. Like, let's just take a step back here. Like, I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But like some of the mess, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been so unfair. They were coming after you after a turning point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel. You had both.
Make sure you watch his facial expressions. Even this right here, the closing of the eyes and the, mimic it even almost, right? You can feel it. It's like, damn, what the hell, yo? It's too much. Like, that's kind of what that is there.
Example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis do. Mm-hmm. And that's really, really weird, isn't it, Megan? That's not right.
The person who just couldn't take it anymore. He was yelling into the, you know what I mean? Like into the mic, like, like, damn, man, every time I turn around, people are messaging me some weird stuff, it's too much. The last sentence he just said there, he stated just now, I have less ability to criticize these people than to criticize their government, than they do, or something like that. Something he said, like they give him more of a harder time than they would give their own. Yeah, it is not weird. Who are you? We just gave you some money to do what we tell you to do. You are not supposed to criticize anything about us or make anything negative about us appear real. We are perfect. That's what that type of messaging was.
To try to end the brokering of the war. So it's a circuitous way. It is a loophole way of them to use their own kids to starve, blame the Israelis for the starvation to get the war against the terrorists to stop.
Do you understand what kind of mental gymnastics it takes to say that a people are purposely starving their kids? All of them in unison are doing that so that people can try to blame it on other people to stop the war. Like, do you understand what kind of work it takes to put that together? Okay? This is what I'm talking about, right? Those kind of lies. And when I watched this on my other channel, I said, he can't even look at the screen when he tells you this stuff. This guy was under a lot of pressure. It does not necessarily mean, and I'm not going to tell anybody like, oh, you need to now feel bad for him. Nah, I'm just saying like, bro was under a lot of pressure, and we see with the text messages. And yet, now that he's gone, it's like all of that is just gone. All of that is gone. You know what? If I don't have I don't know how to even, I guess I could maybe use ChatGPT if it would tell me the truth. The donors that left Charlie Kirk, did they come back after he's gone now? So because everything's going to go smooth sailing? By the way, one of the tests that we'll see how it is really going at TPUSA, because we have to wait and see. Nobody's going to give us any answers. So we do this together. Is Tucker Carlson going to be at any of their events in December? And I don't know if he is, because it is being rumored that Tucker Carlson is actually meeting up with Nick Fuentes, or has met up with Nick Fuentes and done an interview with him. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be there. We'll have to see. Because they're doing it Charlie's way. This is what Charlie would have wanted. This is what Charlie. So everybody's telling you, Charlie wanted this. Charlie, we're doing this for you. But in fact, Charlie wanted Tucker Carlson to be at Turning Point. And Charlie would have still had Tucker Carlson at Turning Point, but if he did talk to Nick Fuentes, but are they gonna have Tucker Carlson at Turning Point? I don't know. We'll have to see. But we're doing it the Charlie way. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.